We made a 30-second commercial for Medieval Times that highlights the combat elements of their new show. So we'll dive into the lighting breakdown of that spot. So I'm here with Isaac, who gaffed this Medieval Times commercial. We're just going to look through some frames, look through the lighting diagram that we kind of based everything off of, talk through it. And thankfully, before actually shooting this, we had a chance to scout the location. We were doing like a smaller separate shoot for Medieval Times. So I remember after that, we were just kind of sitting in there and just envisioning how we want to do this, because it's a large space to tackle.
In the commercial world, it's like everything is lit so perfect.
Yeah.
And the one thing I really loved about this job was using harder light further away. It's like you get such a different ratio and
feeling too.
Right. You feel like you're in the arena. Before we even walked in, we knew we wanted to use tungsten to have more of like a theatrical, dramatic vibe to it. The idea was to surround the arena with fixtures, so as you're changing your camera angle, we could quickly go and pan and tilt those lights for each scene.
We wanted to shoot everything looking, I guess in this, like image left. We were able to surround almost 270 degrees of it with lights.
Yeah, we ran about 2,000 feet of 2-aught around the arena.
Kind of a line down each one of these so that 20K could swing to there if it needed to, it could swing to there if needed to. Being able to do that gave us a lot of flexibility. And even like how we mixed up, there was like the 5Ks, the 2Ks, the 1Ks. Like there was a variety of fixtures that we used.
In the arena, there's a lot of lights that are already in there for their show.
It's how they're lighting the stage. We wanted to show some of these lights on frame too.
Kind of flare the lens or give different streaks through the atmosphere.
Another one of my favorite things that we did, I remember being on the tech scout for this, they have all these banners around that are for each seating area. I just remember thinking like, oh, that'd be really cool to be able to like highlight those, kind of pepper the frame with some interest.
With the movers up there directly in the center, we saw a great opportunity to just hang a 20 by frame in the ceiling, point those movers into it to either give you ambience in certain shots or if you wanted, some color contrast.
Yeah, like this is a really good example here. This blue coolness that you feel in his armor is coming from that 20 by overhead with those Vipers shooting through it. So yeah, let's look at a couple shots here. I mean, I think this is a good one where it's the first shot of the first day, so it's like, you're not used to working with like 1,000 extras either, so like communication's a little bit more difficult. There's a little bit of like, oh, this is actually happening. Here we are. You planned all this time. Now this is the first shot. Yeah, maybe just talk a little bit about the lighting on this frame here.
Yeah, so at the far end of the arena, we have, most of our firepower up on the floor. We've got the 5Ks that are screaming across that are kind of giving him that hard edge, from the left.
Yeah.
And then I think also from the left, we panned one of the closer Licos to him.
Yeah.
And then kind of right outside of frame, we sent up another opal just to take the edge off.
Probably literally hidden like right there.
Yeah, make it a little softer, let that light kind of wrap around where you can, get it in his eye a lot more.
Yeah.
There's, probably a floppy.
Yeah.
Some negative.
Probably like right behind it or camera right.
If I remember right too, like once we got him in there, like, you do all this planning, but by the time you're shooting it, you go, oh, I've got 5 minutes to finish lighting this.
Yeah.
And then we go, oh, man, it'd be really nice to have an edge from camera right.
Yeah.
We didn't have the time to move a fixture, which ended up working out better in the long run. We just had Hawkeye bring over a mirror board just to kind of kick back and return some of that light that's coming from all the way down the arena.
Yeah, and it's like you get a nicer quality, well, maybe not nicer quality, but it's the feeling the light feels like it's coming from farther away, because it technically is. It's just being bounced versus like sometimes if you just put a light right there, it feels like there's a light right there. So here's a frame that I feel like really captures like what we were going for in like the fight sequences. Towards the beginning, we were lighting with like, putting the 20K through, like a 12 by, I think it was like unbleached muds, and then we're like, well, this is probably like looks too nice, too glowy.
Yeah.
And then we eventually landed with just the 20K through the opal, and you can really feel like just the quality of light that's like, bringing in on his face off of his armor, and it adds this like intensity, and it like, even here like on the sand and stuff that he's kicking up. This is a static frame, but in the shot, like they're actually covering a good bit of distance too.
Right.
And so that's another thing of like having the ability to put a light further away, so you get like, you know, inverse square law. You're able to use a more consistent part of that light, if that makes sense. Like wherever it's not like the fall off from like, if you're really close to something, falls off much more quicker than if you're further away. But it's like you do need the intensity to, at that further away point, have the output that you need. But yeah, if they're moving 25 feet, it's like you can get a more consistent look across that 25 feet.
Yeah, and it's cool like having all the different LECOs, you know, kind of giving you those beams through the atmosphere.
Yeah.
And so it's like as he's running through it, I mean, he's going in and out of that light.
Even here in the background, like just imagining what this would look like if we didn't have, you know, our 650s here that are like uplighting this, like how just, you know, obviously you need to light the subject and what's happening in the frame, but like what are all the things to like also build out the environment behind. It's cool to be able to like work on a job of this size, have the, you know, the resources, the crew to be able to pull something like this off. I think we're able to like come away and like make something that we're both proud of. And
yeah.